It's the last day of the league season. A draw against Celtic would be enough to get us the title. If we do lose to Celtic, however, it means we need to get a result against Rangers on the final day to win our second title as Kilmarnock manager. Let's get into it. It should be a good one. Yes, hello, welcome on into 11am Sports, here for the Killie Boys in Football Manager 21. If you're around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content. And if you missed the last one, go and have a look at it. We played against Watford in the second leg of our Europa League semi-final, and it's certainly worth the watch to go and see if we have managed to get to a European final this year. Spoilers, it's not the Champions League, we were in the Europa League semi-final, so we might have got to a European final. Go and have a watch of that if you haven't seen it, and then you'll find out, because everyone else who's watching this already knows if we're in it. So go and have a look. So now you've went and seen if we're in the Europa League final in the next episode or not. We are, by the way. You can concentrate on the two league games today. Today we play against Celtic and we play against Rangers. And if you look at the league table in front of us there, we're 4 points ahead of Celtic going into this game. So should we win or should we draw with Celtic? We have won the league without even having to play the last game. Should we lose to Celtic, we then have to get a win against Rangers, realistically, because Celtic have got a slightly easier game in the last day of the season. They play up against Hamilton. So you'd imagine they'd be on 86 points with a win against us and a win against Hamilton, so we'd need to beat Rangers on the last day. Seeing as we've played Rangers 3 times this season and lost to them twice, that might not be so easy. So hopefully we can get a draw or a win against Celtic today, and it's done with, don't need to worry about it, and it can be a nice easy end to the season where the last game doesn't mean anything. But this time, I'd be happy with the last game not meaning anything. Unlike last season, where the last game didn't mean anything because of the way the fixtures were kind of mucked up slightly. So anyway, let's show you the team for this game against Celtic, a game that we do not want to lose, and then we will have won the league. It is as simple as that. And here is the team we're going to go with. Guarino is still a little bit injured, as is Darren Anderson. Ryan Morris actually picked up an injury. I can't remember if that was shown in the last episode or not. He picked up an injury. So it means that the team looks like this. Francois in goal, Perez and Mengi at centre-back, Sika on the right, Carrasco on the left, Vlalic, Stacey and Jovic as our midfield 3, Lambert on the right, Nketiah on the left and Boba up front. You can see from the players who have scored goals, Jovic is 12, Nketiah 11, Boba 18, Alfredo 18, Demao 12, 5 players in double figures. Not bad at all. A couple of goals today would get Boba into the 20s, which again would not be bad seeing as he hasn't started all the games this season. But you can see his recent form has not been good at all. It's a long time ago since he scored those 6 goals in 2 games up against Zenit. So hopefully he can find his shooting boots again today. Fingers crossed. So here we go, the teams are stepping out. We're in our blue and white. Celtic playing in their black kit. And they're playing a slightly more defensive formation than they did the last time they played us. They played 4-2-3-1 against us the last time, and now they're playing 4-4-1-1. So those wingers are slightly deeper for Celtic. First 15 minutes, not much has happened. And I suppose we can't complain about that because we would take a 0-0. Here we go, 42 minutes on the clock before the first highlight. Stewart with it on the right-hand side for Celtic, swings the ball in. Eventually it gets cleared away by Carrasco, and that was a very, very woeful highlight. Not a lot happened in that. The second one is just 30 seconds before the end of the first half, and I wonder what's going to happen. Ramos Mingo to Ebanks and Palacios in the middle here for Celtic. Switches the play. Carrasco heads it away. Can Nketiah get the end of it? No, he can't. Turnbull finds Palacios and Falcione, and Turnbull back to Thompson. There's only 9, 8, 7 seconds left. The ball's played forward towards Clark, and they've scored. Oh, right before half-time. What a horrendous time to concede a goal. It's only the third shot of the whole game. It's been a very boring game for anyone watching this. Palacios gets the ball. He threads the ball forward to Clark, who's not tracked, and he thrashes it. It's a good goal, to be honest. I'm not sure what Francois was doing in the goal. But it means that Celtic are up 1-0 at half-time here. Not a lot of shots have happened in the game, as I said. Come on. It's a big match. Go out there and give us a performance, and hopefully we see one in the second half. Highlight here, Turnbull with the ball back to Stewart, and hopefully it's not another Celtic highlight. Asamoah with it now, plays the ball forward toward Clark, Perez gets it away, and Lambert has the ball now, and can he come away down this right hand side? He's driving forward, switches it to Stacey into Nketiah with the ball now, through to Lambert, can he finish? Oh, what an effort from Lambert. Dahlberg just holds on, and now it's a goal kick for Celtic. Thompson out to Stewart, the ball forward toward Falcione, and back to Turnbull. And back to Stewart. And over to Falcione on that right-hand side. But it's passed wayward to Carrasco. And now Stacey has the ball. And it's back to Carrasco. And can we go down this left-hand side? He's driving his Carrasco down that left-hand side. Can he cut the ball back in? Finds Nketiah. Stacey swings it to Lambert. Heads it across. It's off the top of the bar. Oh, what an effort from us there. A much better start to the second half than it was the first half. But still, we are not ahead or even getting a goal in this game. Dahlberg nearly giving us the ball in a very dangerous spot there, but the ball's played long and Carrasco's got onto it now. And we're going down this left-hand side again. And we find Jovic, back to Carrasco. Vlalic is in space. Will he hit this or will he switch it? He finds Sika out on that right-hand side in a lot of space. Back to Vlalic now. Can the ball get put into the box? Sika has it. Can they get the ball in? They try. It's into Jovic, and Jovic scores his 13th goal of the season. A lovely drilled ball across from Sika there. And Jovic gets on to the end of it. And we have got a goal back in this game. See, Vlalic finds Sika, who drives in toward the edge of the box, skims it across, and Jovic gets in front of his marker. There's more attackers than there's defenders in that 6-yard box, and we're back to 1-1. Good play from us there, and there's just over 20 minutes to go now, and a 1-1 draw would be enough to win the league for us. We'll make some changes, I think. Boba has not been great, so we'll bring on Alfredo up front for him, and neither has Nketiah, so Demal can come on the right-hand side. We'll confirm those subs. 15 minutes to go. If we get a goal, it's almost certainly won as a league. Lambert scores a goal. There we go. He gets the ball after the lovely cross from the far side. The stewards are struggling to hold back the fans, apparently, it says down the bottom there. A lovely goal from Edward Lambert. Jovic with the ball, swings it into the back post. He gets away from his man. The keeper seems to try to pick up the ball, even though it's nowhere near him. And Lambert thrashes it into the near post. And we're up 2-1. And we are winning the league at this stage. We'll waste some time, make a change. Vlalic can come off, and on comes Payne. Lambert swings in the corner to the back post, and Mengi off the top of the bar there to almost put it beyond doubt, but it looks like it is beyond doubt. There's 5 minutes added time, but they are ticking away. Lambert will take this free kick though, swung into the back post, and it's cleared away, and Palacios gets onto it, and there's a chance of an overlap here, and Dalton, who's come on, gets the ball. Can he score a goal? He can indeed. He's made it 2-2. There's 2 minutes to go in this game, and Celtic have brought it back to 2-2. 2-2's fine because a draw wins us the league, but it makes it a slightly nervy last 2 minutes of this game. We're going to skip this highlight. The time is ticking away. It's ticking away, and it's full time, and we've won the league. And look at this. The boys are coming to collect the trophy there. Walking up onto the field at Rugby Park, of all the places to win this trophy. On Rugby Park is where we want to do it. And I've got the trophy. And I've passed it to Sergio Perez, who appears to be the captain today. And he lifts that trophy aloft. And here comes the blue and white confetti onto the field at Rugby Park here for our second title as Kilmarnock manager. It's been 5 years since the first one, but we got one here. Wonderful. The team are giving a round of applause to the fans as Francois does a cartwheel for some reason. For no reason at all, but he does one anyway. Fantastic. A packed Rugby Park here. 18,000 in for that 2-2 draw. I mean, it would have been nice to have a win, but a 2-2 draw wins us the league. And that means this last game up against Rangers can be a nice, easy one. Possibly a little rotated side to freshen up those boys, to freshen up those bodies from the boys. Freshen up those boys, that's not what I meant to say. But keep the bodies nice and fresh for our Europa League final in the not too distant future. But a 2-2 draw. Never been so happy to draw 2-2. As we win the league for the second time. Come on, leave a like on this video if it isn't already deserving of one. We've won the league title for the second time. Come on. You can see the league table right in front of us there. 85 points means we cannot be beaten by Celtic even if we lose and they win the last game of the season. Rangers a long way back in third now, and Hibs Hearts and Hamilton getting those last top 6 spaces. The bottom of the table is very exciting indeed. Any of the teams from St Mirren to Raith could be relegated. So it's as I say, very, very exciting down at the bottom of the table, but not so exciting at the top anymore because we've now won the league. And as it points out there, Kilmarnock do the double. We've won the Betfred Cup and the league this season. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the Scottish Cup final to perhaps do a domestic treble, but we have done a double. Not too bad for us. The board are delighted, they say, with us winning the Scottish Premiership because that was 1 year ahead of schedule. So, I'll take that. So a little update for future episodes of the Killie Boys. Obviously the next one will be the Europa League final, but it will not feature Tedin Mengi at centre-back as he is out for 3 weeks with pulled knee ligaments, which means Sergio Perez is going to have a new central defensive partner for the Europa League final. He's already lost Darren Anderson. He's lost Tedin Mengi now, and looking at Anderson, his rehabilitation finishes in 7 days' time. And if you look at our schedule for when the Europa League final is, it is in about 10 days' time. So perhaps Darren Anderson will be back for that. If not, we'll have to think about getting someone else in at centre-back. Maybe Rodriguez would play at centre-back. Maybe Eisner would get in there. A few options of young players on the bench that could do that. But if Darren Anderson is back fit, he might have to come back straight in at centre-back for the Europa League final, having not played for the best part of a month. That could be very interesting indeed. But let's get right into this game against Rangers today, where we've had a little bit of a rotated side, I think, resting a lot of our senior players, and some young players who you might not have seen yet are playing in the team. So here is the team for the game against Rangers today to finish the episode. I know the league's already won. You shouldn't have to be watching anymore, but you're going to watch this last game and you're going to see some young players you might not have seen much of in the team. In fact, some of them have been in the reserves all season, so you definitely won't have seen them in the team. Francois is going to play in goal for us today. Maybe try and improve some of that form he's been in so far. Rodriguez is going to play alongside Jeff Eisner at centre-back. Tomas at right-back and Kokatovic on the left. In midfield, we're going to go with Blair Lunan. He's kind of been right on the fringes of the squad most of the season, so he gets to start today alongside Pospisil with Jamie. I was about to say Jamie Hamill. That's not his name. It's Ryan Hamill just in front of them. Jared Bowen will play his last game for the club on the left-hand side today. He's already signed a pre-contract agreement with AZ Alkmaar, so he'll be going there at the end of the season. So this will be his last game, his swan song. On the right-hand side is going to be Nicholas Collin. I don't know if you remember that we signed him for £5 million from Rangers last season. He's already played one game for us randomly at some point during the season when we had, I think there was an international break when we had far too many players away on international leave and we had to play a game, so he ended up playing in that game. But yeah, we signed him for £5 million from Rangers a few seasons ago. Now he's still basically worth that and he's got development to happen. 17 years of age, possible 5-star potential. He's at 2.5 at the moment. So all he needs to do is get these ones that are here at 10 and 11. If he gets them up to 13 and 14, then that's going to be some really, really good stats there for him. He's got very good pace and acceleration, which is good to begin with, and some nice technique. So I'm looking forward to using him, and he'll get a game against his old club today on that right wing. And up front, a player, Michael Alvarez. We signed him for £51,000 from the Czech Republic last season. He's not played for us. He's away on loan in the second division in Spain last year. Didn't get a loan deal this year, so he's been sat in the reserves. He's done not too bad. He scored 10 goals and had 18 assists in the reserves so far this season, which, as I say, isn't bad at all. So he'll be playing up front for us today. His finishing's 13, dribbling 16. He's got some nice physical stats as well. So hopefully he maybe will score a goal for us. He's got 4 caps for the full international team of the Czech Republic, age 19, and scored 2 goals. So hopefully he can score some goals today. You never know. But a nice inexperienced team. A lot of these guys haven't really been playing for us this season. Bowen, hardly at all. Alvarez, obviously his first game. Collin, his second. Hamill's been not even on the bench for a lot of the time for us this season. Pospisil's backup. Lunan's a backup. The defenders are all backups, so it's a good chance for them to actually go out there and show us what they can do, especially looking forward to next season when we might be bringing in some players. Maybe some players will be going out and these guys can maybe replace them. So here we go, the boys step out there in their blue and white up against Rangers in their black, and we're going against players like Cockavas. Remember the ex-Kilmarnock left back who's been at Rangers for quite a few years now. Obviously thinking they were going to go and win a lot of league titles, which he has in the last 2 years, but not this year, as we are now the champions of Scotland for the second time since we have been here. And I must say, the game's been fairly boring so far. Half an hour, nothing's happened. And the first highlight of the game has come with just 10 seconds left in this first half. The young boys of Killie doing not bad up against Rangers so far. Thomas with it, into Hamill. Back to Thomas. Can he get this ball into the box? Can we get a goal? It's a penalty kick. Let's pause the game, change the player. Who is the best penalty kick taker we have? It's saying that Blair Lunan should be taking it. To be fair, we don't have a huge number of decent penalty takers. So we'll let Blair Lunan take it. If that's what the game says we should do, then we'll let him take it. A very inexperienced team, a very inexperienced penalty kick taker. Blair Lunan steps up and he thrashes it home. And we're up 1-0 going into half-time with this very inexperienced side is how I'm going to describe it. There's not a lot of people over the age of 20 or 21 in this. That's a cracking penalty from Blair Lunan. Not bad for a defensive midfield player. And we have reached half-time. And we are winning this game 1-0. As I say, not bad at all. I'm just going through this team to see the ages of everyone. Francois is 21. Tomas is 20. Esteban Rodriguez is 20. Jeff Eisner's 19. Kokatovic is 21. Blair Lunan, 21. Pospisil, 19. Colin, 17. Ryan Hamill's 24. Jared Bowen's 34. And Michael Alvarez is 19. So there's only 2 people older than 21. And that's Ryan Hamill at 24 and Jared Bowen at 34. Not bad at all for this group of young guns to be at 1-0 against the Rangers, who are currently third in the league, remember. Free kick here, and now we're into the game. Bowen swings it in, and Eisner heads it, and that's his third goal of the season. Jeff Eisner rises up above the defenders of Rangers in the box there, and scores a lovely headed finish. It puts 2-0 up after an hour. Swung into the front post, and Eisner heads it across the keeper, and into the goal it goes. And our young guns are winning 2-0. Goal kick here for Rangers, played long, headed by Eisner. Pospisil finds Colin to Tomas. Tomas switches the play to Bowen. Bowen comes in field. What's he going to do with it? Finds Blair Lunan out to Kokatovic on this left-hand side now, who drives at the defence. Gets the ball into Pospisil. Back to Kokatovic. Will he get the ball in? He does to Bowen, and Bowen nearly gets a goal on his last game for Kilmarnock here, but not quite. It's a throw-in for Rangers on their left-hand side now. Russell throws it into Higgins. Higgins gets the ball, switches it towards, I'm not going to try and say his name, McDowell hits it though, and it's been disallowed for offside, so we're still winning 2-0 here. Not going to make any changes. These boys are going to play 90 minutes, just so there's not a chance that we get any injuries from anywhere else. Hamilton have pulled one back actually to make it 2-2 now in the Celtic game, so even if we had lost to Celtic, we'd have still been winning at this stage. Alvarez with it. Gets challenged. No. Yeah, he tucks it in, and Michael Alvarez scored his first goal for Kilmarnock. A goal on his debut here. What a lovely run from Michael Alvarez. Gets past Peterson here. Drives towards the goal. Gets past his man again. Hits it. Off the post. And the keeper's run miles out the goal. And he tucks it in. And that's a lovely goal for Michael Alvarez on his debut. Goals for Lunan, Eisner and Alvarez. Some lovely, lovely goals for our young guns. Corner swung in for Rangers here, and it's headed away. And can we hold on to a clean sheet here? The young boys, can they do it? McDowell with the ball. Back to the right back. I'm not going to try and say his name. The ball swung in. It's deflected, cleared away. Russell with it now. And it's going to be a clean sheet on this amazing day for our young players. It's amazing to see all these young boys holding out for a 3-0 win over Rangers. That was a hugely weakened side we had there. Yet still, we've managed to beat Rangers. That shows you just how strong our full squad is, that these young boys are able to be doing that. And now you can see the final league table there. We've ended up winning the league by 6 points after Celtic drew with Hamilton. The only reason they drew is a 95th minute penalty they managed to score. Goodness me. But 6 points clear of Celtic, and we were 20 points ahead of third placed Rangers, who just beat Hibs by 3 points and Hearts by a further 3 points. Down the bottom, it was a very interesting last day of the season. Dundee United actually won their game against Aberdeen, and St Mirren won their game against Wraith, I think it was. and that ended up putting Wraith and Falkirk, because Falkirk lost to Motherwell, relegated. So Dundee United were on 31 and St Mirren were on 30 on the last day of the season, and then they won their 2 games, managed to escape. Falkirk get relegated automatically, and Wraith go into the relegation playoff. But the important thing about this episode is we have won the league for the second time as Kilmarnock manager, and if that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. So we've won the league as Kilmarnock for the second time, and in the next episode we'll be trying to win the Europa League for the first time, our first piece of European competition victory, our first piece of European silverware. Remember, the Conference League 2 years ago, we lost to Aston Villa in the final. Hopefully, we can beat Tottenham in the final of the Europa League this year, and that would be an amazing way to end this season. Winning the league and the Betfred Cup's the double. Can we get a treble by winning the Europa League? You'll need to check in for the next episode to find out if we can. If you've enjoyed this one, I think you have to give us a like. Come on, we've won the league. That deserves a like. If you've not liked any of the other videos, like this one, because we've won the league. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to keep following the Killie boys and all the very interesting things that are coming up on this channel. And until the next one, which will be the Europa League final, we'll see you then.